To understand the story of the Halo universe, we must travel back hundreds of thousands of years before modern humans. The galaxy is almost entirely controlled by the elusive Forerunner species, a very technically and culturally advanced species in civilization, having conquered and triumphed over all other species. To simplify, their downfall would come at the hands of an extragalactic parasite, known as the Flood. Like the biblical event of the same name, the Flood would annihilate everything in its path, including the Forerunners. These wars would last hundreds of years. The Flood is a parasitic hive mind species that can infect and ravage like a zombie infection, but with a central intelligence linking the species together. Blurring the lines between a species and a singular organism, the Flood takes the intelligence and traits of all its trillions of hosts to its immense intellect, while being impossible to reverse its infection. The sheer terror and militaristic genius left the Forerunners with only one final option: a massive planet-sized array of superweapons known as the Halo Rings was assembled at the enormous installation known as the Ark. The Halo Array would fire a radioactive wave across the galaxy, killing all life forms, but most importantly would destroy the Flood's food source. The Ark, which would sit outside the galaxy, carried numerous life forms that were reseeded throughout the galaxy, including humanity in Eastern Africa. The Forerunner High Command, who made the Halo Rings in secret, decided the Forerunner race should not continue onwards, after having using their godlike power to end so much life. Their sacrifice to the galaxy allowed life to continue on. Many thousands of years later, around the time of the Roman Empire on Earth, an intergalactic empire is emerging. This entity is called the Covenant, owing to the rule of the three prophets and their first species conquered, the Elites. The Covenant is a massive caste system space empire that has religiously devoted itself to the ancient Forerunners. They are unaware of the true purpose of the Halo Rings and falsely believe that the Forerunners use them to ascend into godhood, which the Covenant hopes to achieve by locating any of the Halo Rings still left throughout the galaxy. They have captured ancient Forerunner weaponry, which has given them immense power, and they are the dominant force in the galaxy for thousands of years. They have conquered and subjugated numerous species, including the Hunters, Jackals, Grunts, and most recently, the Brutes. The Brutes seek to challenge the Elites for their right-hand spot underneath the Prophets. This brings us to the present. The year is 2525 AD. Humanity is a spacefaring species and has discovered faster than light travel, colonizing their nearby planets and recovering from a recent civil war. When they make contact with the Covenant, to simplify events, the Covenant prophets locate a Forerunner artifact on the human world. The translation of this artifact informs the prophets of a devastating truth. Not only did ancient humanity live alongside the Forerunners and fought numerous galactic wars with them, but the Forerunners designated humanity as their successor to galactic rule. This secret would destroy the very foundations of the Covenant and would surely ignite civil war. So the prophets chose instead to frame humanity as heretics and a great evil that must be wiped out. Their secret would die with them. This would begin the Human Covenant War. 27 years have passed and humanity is on its last legs. They are outmatched technologically and numerically. Diplomacy is not an option. Their survival rests on their ingenuity and their willingness to perform suicide battles in order to prevent the Covenant from finding human worlds, which they glass from orbit mercilessly. Humans have one weapon up their sleeve, and that is the Spartans, a military unit made of genetically modified humans augmented with immensely powerful suits armor. Numbering in the hundreds, these Spartans have performed numerous miracles in the field of battle, though over the war their numbers have depleted and not many are left. This begins the events of Halo Reach, named after humanity's second most important planet, Reach, a military stronghold nearby Earth. The Covenant locate Reach and destroy it effortlessly, but not after the efforts of Spartan Noble Team, who locate the military AI known as Cortana, who possesses all of humanity's knowledge and most recently coordinates to an unknown Forerunner structure that they studied from an artifact on Reach. After the sacrifice and last stand of Noble Team on Reach, Cortana is delivered off-planet by Captain Keyes and hurriedly makes way towards the coordinates. This immediately transitions into the events of Halo Combat Evolved, where we see Cortana make it to the unknown structure, which turns out to be Installation 04, one of the ancient Halo Rings. She is accompanied by one of the sole surviving Spartans, John 117, otherwise known as the Master Chief. Cortana and Chief were followed by the Covenant fleet that destroyed Reach. They embark upon the ring to prevent its capture and hopefully use whatever it is to win the war. they discover two shocking secrets. The Forerunner AI monitor 343 Guilty Spark, who informs them of the true purpose of the Halo rings, and also the remnants of the Flood, who have stayed hidden for thousands of years on the Halo ring. After Guilty Spark, who is the commander of the ring, learns that Cortana and Chief intend to destroy the ring after learning its true purpose, he turns on them. With the Covenant, Flood, and Forerunners against humanity, the four-way war proceeds. Chief unfortunately has to kill Captain Keyes, who has been transformed by the Flood, in order to take his brain implant, which contains the kill switch for their battleship. The battleship's explosion is able to destroy the Halo ring. After the explosion, Chief and Cortana narrowly stow their way back to Earth on the only remaining vessel. The events of Halo 2 take place a few months after the ring was destroyed. Chief and Cortana return to Earth as war heroes. The Covenant commander at Installation L4, however, is deemed a heretic and traitor for having the sacred ring destroyed under his command. Instead of being executed, he is granted the rank of Arbiter, a holy title that will have him regain his honor by going on suicide missions for the Prophets. Meanwhile, humanity's celebrations are cut short. The Covenant has located Earth. A fierce battle for the planet rages on as the humans throw whatever they can and have left at the Covenant to stop their assault. But suddenly, the battle ends as the Covenant mysteriously turncoat and leave Earth. Under Commander Keyes, the daughter of Captain Keyes, Cortana, Chief, and Sergeant Johnson follow the Covenant fleet and discover why the Covenant left. They have located another Halo ring, Installation 05. In the meantime, the Arbiter has been sent to destroy an uprising of heretic elites near the destroyed Installation 04. Effortlessly, the Arbiter succeeded, but discovers the heretics captured 343 Guilty Spark and have learned secrets from them. Upon hearing the news about the new Halo ring, he is sent there to recover the activation key. The humans locate one of the three prophets, the Prophet of Regret, and Chief assassinates him, but he is forced to escape. He discovers something much worse, the Gravemind, an enormous flood creature, who then captures Chief and Cortana. The Arbiter finds his way to Installation 05 and destroys the Flood attempting to gain the activation key. He grabs the key but is forced to give it to the brute commander Tartarus, who swiftly kills the Arbiter under orders from the Prophets. The Flood then proceed to take over most of the ring. The Covenant Prophets receive the activation key at High Charity, the massive holy city and mobile space station, which is the capital of the Covenant Empire and a station nearby Installation 05 currently, and announce to the entire Covenant that salvation is at hand. The Gravemind captures not only Chief, but the Arbiter, who survived the attack. The Gravemind informs them the truth of the Halo rings, and that they all must work together reluctantly or they will be annihilated. The Uneasy Alliance secured, the Gravemind uses the station's teleportation grid to transport Chief directly to the Prophets on nearby High Charity, and the Arbiter to the activation room of the Halo ring. The human and Covenant fleets engage at Installation 05 in High Charity. However, Guilty Spark and the elite heretics and their secrets have spread throughout High Charity and are growing enormously, and now very potently that the Halo activation is imminent. In a last-ditch effort, the Prophets promise that the Brutes will have second-place position in the Covenant if they annihilate the elites and any potential enemies. While Chief is on the ring, the Great Schism of the Covenant begins. The Covenant species all have mixed allegiances, with many jackals, grunts, and hunters joining both sides. However, the Brutes remain in charge of the Loyalist side and the elites the Separatist side. The Civil War is only interrupted by the arrival of the Flood throughout High Charity, who overrun the station. The Prophet of Mercy being killed, with the sole remaining Prophet of Truth leaving High Charity and stowing away to Earth. Before he can leave, Cortana convinces Chief to let her stay on High Charity, where she'll manually destroy the station to prevent the Flood from taking over its trillions of inhabitants. Chief reluctantly agrees and stows away on the Prophet's ship. Meanwhile, the Arbiter and Sergeant Johnson fully secure an alliance, with the Arbiter now as head of the Covenant Separatists. They both defeat Tartarus and prevent him from activating the Halo ring. From the events of Halo 3 ODST, we learned why the Covenant want to find Earth. Underneath the city of New Mombasa in Kenya, there lies a massive Forerunner artifact. This artifact will generate the only portal to the Ark, the station which created and controls the Halo rings and sits outside the galaxy away from their blast range. Halo 3 takes place not long after the events of Halo 2. Master Chief is forced to leave the Prophet's vessel and crash lands on Earth. He quickly finds Sergeant Johnson the Arbiter, where he learns of the new alliance. The battle for Earth is still raging, and the Covenant activate the Ark portal and leave for Earth. The Prophet of Truth, having managed to eliminate his rival prophets, will now seek to activate the Halo rings from afar and survive on the Ark, after which he will have full power over the galaxy. The humans and elites deliberate. They receive a message from Cortana about the Flood takeover of High Charity, which she failed to prevent, but are unsure whether or not this message is a Flood trap. They decide, however, to risk everything to destroy the Covenant first. The Alliance goes through the Ark portal, and the Battle of the Ark would rage on. Chief Johnson, the Arbiter, and Commander Keyes, and the reluctant ally 343 Guilty Spark desperately fight towards the control center. However, they are met with the arrival of the Flood. The Flood had located the Earth and went through the Ark portal. Flood controlled High Charity, then crashes into the Ark, releasing countless Flood soldiers. Moments away from the ring's activation, the Prophet of Truth, now mad with insane delusions of godhood, kills Commander Keyes after her assassination attempt. Chief and the Arbiter are, however, met by the Flood, and are once again forced to work an uneasy alliance to stop the rings. With moments to spare, they succeed, and the Arbiter gains his revenge on the Prophet of Truth. Literal moments later, the Flood begin to attack, and the Alliance has to flee. 343 Guilty Spark then informs them of the news that the Ark is automatically producing a new Halo ring after Installation 04's destruction. Chief, however, makes a brief mission to locate Cortana from the remains of High Charity, fighting through an ungodly Flood hellhole. With the Arbiter's help, he finds Cortana alive, but mentally damaged from the Gravemind's attempts to take over her mind. The Alliance plans to use the new Halo ring on the Ark to kill the remaining Covenant and the Flood. In the control room, the Alliance wants to activate the ring immediately, which will cause its own destruction in its half-completed state. 343 Guilty Spark kills Sergeant Johnson in retaliation for this, as it's his sole objective to protect the Halo rings. Chief kills 343 after learning the truth about humanity and their role as the Reclaimers from him. The ring is set to activate, and Cortana, Chief, and the Arbiter stow away on one of the only remaining human battleships. The ring is activated, and everyone in the Ark is destroyed. But because of the effects of the ring's activation, the battleship they're on was ripped from slip space. Chief and Cortana are then lost in space in the middle of nowhere. However, the Arbiter's half of the ship narrowly makes it to Earth. A ceremony was held, and the Alliance makes peace. But after almost 30 years and untold trillions of dead, the scars of war might not ever heal. But their work together will not be forgotten.